let's do the CAGBag so I can take a bath and relax my groin.
Okay, groin, what's up?
At KSEX writes in and wants to know, is the Uninformed Opinions podcast back for good? Because you guys recorded a new episode.
We did an Uninformed Opinions this week about summer movies. I don't know if it's back for good. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say that we had a really good time recording an episode on Monday. The reception has been overwhelming, which has been very nice. Honestly, overwhelming. And positive, I should say. Positive and overwhelming. And it was fun. It's always fun to talk with Christian. So
I know. I've been doing PUBG with him, duos, once a week. It's a lot of fun.
So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it really depends on what we have to talk about. So if there's something that we just want to get off our chest,
sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, because we didn't really have anyone to talk about our summer movies with. So it's kind of nice to get that out.
Yep. This Friday at 11 a.m. New York time, we'll be doing PUBG, me and Spicer. Foosball writes in. He spelled foosball wrong. But that's fine, I guess.
Name was probably taken by someone else.
He has a question about DropMix. He says, if we wait for the inevitable retail clearance of DropMix, then aren't we dooming it for all future content? They need to drop the price now to stay moving on and off of shelves, but because once Target decides to clearance it, they won't be buying any more units. And if there are no more units, they'll stop selling and making cards, right? So basically, he wants to know, does he need to pay full price is there any chance for this thing to succeed?
No. The future content is already doomed.
It's all.
I would say, and this is what I was going to say to you, Foosball. Think of it like Monopoly.
Okay.
Monopoly comes with its set of cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not playing Monopoly anymore because they're not making new chance cards for Monopoly. You're happy with the Monopoly you have and the cards that are there. If you were to buy DropMix and all the cards that are out now, you can still enjoy DropMix for the game that's there and all the cards that it has. You don't need more cards than the cards that are currently out there.
You really have to look at it as a board game.
Yeah.
Like that, because that's what it is.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not a platform. It's not, you got to not think of it like Rock Band.
Think of it like Monopoly. Game. Yeah. You're not never going to play. You're not going to stop playing Candyland because they only have.
It's a little bit more. It's the Monopoly that they have now, where you buy the Mario characters that go in it. You can expand it just a little bit, but this isn't a long-term plan by any means. This is 2 waves of product, and then
you have this game, and that's the game,
right?
I mean, I've been watching actually its availability on Amazon and on the official DropMix site, and it's. Like, there's only 24 reviews on the Amazon, which seems pretty low for like a major product. The way that the expansion packs go in and out of stock, it's like they barely get any. And they're all being sold, a lot of them mostly being sold by third parties at inflated prices. Even the official site, the dropmix.com or whatever, they barely have any of the packs. They never once offered some of these things that they have on here, like the complete series of the Discover packs. So, yeah, I'm not too optimistic, but it's a lot of fun, but you're not going to be able to save it by waiting or by buying at full price. They shot themselves in the foot by not launching this thing at $50. It's just,
I don't even know if they did that.
There's no market for it?
I don't know that there's a huge market for it, no.
I think this is a weirdly expensive product for what is essentially a board game.
Board games are expensive.
Are they? Are they $100?
Well, they're $60.
Yeah, okay. That's not $100.
But they're $60 for something that's not, doesn't have all the gadgetry to it.
I guess. I don't know. It doesn't come with the screen.
Right.
No, but it has all that RFID
for $100
stuff going on.
It should have like a built-in screen.
You're going to get a crappy screen then, though.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Right. I think $50 to $60 is where they needed to be with this, and just hope to make the money up on the cards.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just like video games.
But the way they were selling the cards is weird too, though.
Mm-hmm. There was no
it's not
plan.
packs of cards. Like that's what you want. Is you want the Magic the Gathering style thing where you go in
random.
blind and you buy a bunch of them and you open them up and you're excited because you got some rare card that
right, and then
something.
you could trade with your friends, and even the quote unquote blind packs are not blind packs in this.
Right,
because you can see the first card and that tells you what's in the pack. So they did kind of fuck this up in a few different ways. Doesn't mean the game's not fun. It is, but there's some balls were dropped.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Just like puberty.
The loot boxes are not correct.
They did not implement loot boxes correctly. They should.
Right. It's. I can see how they think it's kind of consumer friendly because you can just go buy everything that you want.
Right.
But it takes the excitement of not knowing what you're getting out of the equation.
Yep.
You know what game they should come out with again?
What?
Fireball Island. That's a board game.
Crossfire's back out.
I saw that. I was like,
caught up in the Crossfire.
I didn't like that when I was a kid. I wonder if my kids will hate
the commercial.
It too. Yeah,
the commercial was fantastic.
Crossfire.
Yeah, Crossfire.
Yeah, the marbles, shooting the marbles.
Yeah.
Yes.
They make
the ball bearing thing spun around.
Yep.
They finally redid Mousetrap again to look like Mousetrap again. I noticed that a couple of weeks ago. That made me
That was
happy.
a pain to set up.
It's not that bad. I always enjoyed setting up Mousetrap.
All right. So one more question, then I'll take a bath. At Reclusive Racer writes in and says, is there or has there ever been room for ethics in the business world between companies who provide a service and the people who it's serviced to? If so, what is it? Is profit at the cost of integrity the bottom line? I don't know. There might be a word missing there.
Huh?
But I think what he's saying is, he's talking obviously about loot boxes and microtransactions in games. The problem is, as a company, they don't see that they're doing anything wrong because people are buying these loot boxes and they're paying for the microtransactions. And generally speaking, people don't pay for things that they don't want. So it's sort of hard, I think, if you're a company, and certainly you're in it to make money, but it's hard to argue that you're doing something wrong when people are buying your products. It's not.
This is a very to define ethics in business. The ethics of business. I don't want to turn into Happy Gilmore, but this is very different than, say, Wells Fargo making millions of phony bank accounts for people.
Right.
That's
kind of upfront with this stuff.
Yeah, it's a very different thing. It's different than passing a law that says you can't sue banks anymore if they do something to ruin your life.
Right.
That's ethics in business.
Right. This is just business. I think.
Yeah, it's not a car company knowingly selling a car that has faulty airbags. Right. Or even in my case, a faulty clutch, which my car had.
Or like those like Volkswagen, right? With the diesel, they were lied about the
exactly.
They were knowingly like cheating on the fuel efficiency stuff or something like that, or the emissions.
And anyone who's curious, I had my entire clutch replaced for free because they had to. They had to.
Right. So that's and then doing something wrong knowingly, that's an ethical question. But I think as the way these companies look at it is, hey, we're making a product. People are paying for these loot boxes.
It's the only way we're going to make a profit.
No, it's not. Stop saying that. Stop saying that.
It's true. It's the only way.
It's the only way they're going to make more of a profit.
They are not making a profit on a $60 game. That is a fact. EA is not making a profit selling a game for $60. They're not.
It depends on the game. I mean, you can't just throw that
EA,
out there
I'm sorry.
like that.
A AAA game made by a major publisher has no profit in a $60 game. There's no profit in the $60 version of Battlefront coming out. Battlefront 2. There's no profit.
It depends how many they sell.
No, it doesn't. There's no profit in that game.
It's math. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The fact is people are buying these things. They're paying for these things. They're making money on them. If they weren't making money on them, that means, or nobody was buying them, that means, okay, look, we made a product that people don't want, and that they're going to stop doing that. But the situation is people apparently want that because they're paying for it. And I don't think it becomes a question of ethics. You can argue that, hey, it's making the games worse or you don't like it, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, customers are answering differently in a majority, and people, at least
I don't know if it's a majority of people.
Well,
that's
okay, but there are customers out there that are spending maybe individually a lot of money on
a
these
small
things.
Percentage is spending an exorbitant amount of money.
Yeah, and if that's true,
why it will continue to happen. The good news is that small percentage of idiots is what's allowing you to still buy games for $60.
And in many cases to get content for free, like in games like Overwatch and in the new Star Wars Battlefront game.
Well, that's because that Overwatch game has no content in it to begin with.
Okay. But, and, certainly some companies are trying to have it both ways, like Warner Brothers, and sell you the season passes and also have microtransactions. And, maybe those games didn't,
there's nothing in the season passes for those Warner Brothers games that exists in the microtransactions. So it's just two different products.
Right. But I think the strategy with the microtransactions in a lot of ways, like with, Battlefront and Overwatch and other games is, hey, we're going to keep providing fresh content for the game for free so people don't trade the games in. And even if only 5% of our customers are paying for loot boxes and cosmetics in the game, that's enough to pay the developers to keep making free content and in turn getting people to hold on to the games and not sell them back or not just rent them and return them or get them from the library or whatever.
Everything you do.
I'm a horrible person.
Speaking of ethics.
Right. So there it is. I mean, as long as people are paying for them, the companies don't think they're doing anything wrong. They're not selling you heroin. But then again, it does sort of prey on, just like Shipwreck was talking about with the card packs and DropMix, they missed an opportunity there to sort of prey on that psychological weakness that people have for opening up and getting random
for
surprises.
having fun.
It's fun, I guess, to do that. Sure.
It's the reason.
It's exciting. It adds a
Baseball
level.
Cards are fun and
sure.
It
adds an additional level of excitement beyond just the gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, I'm going to get some random goodie. Sure. It is fun. Look, when you open up a loot box in Overwatch and you get that legendary skin that you always wanted, and especially if you didn't pay for any of them, yes, that's fun. It's exciting.
Yeah, it's when you get which if you pay and you get nothing but duplicates that you feel like an asshole.
Right. And that's not fun.
That is not fun.
And
I think that they need to find that balance there. If they were saying we're going to do all these loot boxes, let's say EA came out and said for Battlefront 2, we have these loot boxes, but we have an algorithm in place that we can guarantee you're never going to get a duplicate, would that be a different conversation?
Overwatch added that eventually.
Did they?
Yeah.
If you buy a box, you won't get a duplicate? That's guaranteed.
It has nothing to do with buying them, even if you just earn them. It's the same algorithm. They can't guarantee it because you may have, 95% of their content already if you're a really hardcore dude. But it's apparently the odds are very low of getting duplicates now. I mean, obviously you can work that out as long as you have enough content to give away. But I don't know. That's enough.
All right.
No mas. I got to get in that bathtub with Mrs. Chibi. I can hear it running upstairs. Let's remind everybody.
I don't think getting into a bath with your wife is going to help your groin.
Why not? What are you saying? Where's the joke? What's the joke there?
Never mind.
Like a sexy time? It's going to put strain on my groin?
Yes, that was the joke.
I don't think there's going to be a sexy time in the bath. I don't think it really works in the bath too well. I don't know. It seems like it's not. Anyway, I don't want to gross anybody out.
I don't know. Batman versus Superman.
It's true.
Wait, what happened in that one?
You just get in with your boots on.
There's a sexy bath scene where Batman gets in the bath with Superman.
I don't even remember that. What are you talking about?
I know what scene he's talking about.
It's where Clark Kent jumps into the bathtub, but he does it in a way like he's never seen a bathtub before or understand what's going on.
Oh, all right. I'll have to check that out. Again, I won't though, because it was horrible.